What? I play and I teach mostly jazz music, but when I was growing up, I listened to the music that my mother would play around the house every day. She had these 2 milk crates full of records by people like Earth, Wind & Fire and War and Rufus and Jimi Hendrix and so much more. She loves soul music and R&B music and smooth jazz. Probably because she's a contemporary adult. It was not uncommon to see records by Grover Washington Jr. or Spyro Gyra or Roy Ayers on the record player. Now, one of those records, Galaxian by the Jeff Lorber Fusion, that stayed on the turntable. I used to listen to it while looking at that picture on the back cover, and Kenny G's eyes would like burn a hole into my soul. But I digress. It's a funky, grooving record that I loved as a kid, and I thought it might be fun to revisit it with older and more experienced ears. Speaking of which, there's a piano solo on that record on the song Night Love, where Jeff Lorber is improvising on such a high level that it absolutely slays my 40-something jazz musician brain today. It's amazing, and if you've never heard it, you're in for a treat. Check this out. What? Right from the top. Amazing. The solo is only 16 bars, and it's a pretty slow tempo. We're talking about 88 beats per minute. He rests the whole first measure, and when he comes in measure 2, he hits us with some amazing double time, basically bebop linear playing. If we actually really get into it, he's opening up the solo with a B-flat, bebop scale kind of sound, which is a really effective way of playing over ultra-dominants and ultra-dominant cadences. And he slides right from that into this kind of A-flat harmonic minor sound, which is employing enclosures. To land on that big fat E-flat for the C minor chord. It's so well done and killing. The only thing that's missing is like a drummer playing quarter notes on a ride cymbal. This is really cool. I saw him talk about this in a video on YouTube. This is another common technique that jazz musicians can employ. Instead of thinking C minor, which might limit how you play over a chord, we can take that same C minor and think more of the tonality of E flat major, which is the relative major. So all of that E flat major stuff will work as well and give us more tonal options than just purely thinking C minor. And in bar 4, he starts mixing in these 16th note triplets, which he does throughout the solo, which is really well done and just dead on rhythmically. Again, we hear that double time kind of bebop thing, and he's totally approaching this from an F minor 7 to B flat 7 kind of concept, if you look at what he's doing slowed down. And it's halfway through the solo, and he punctuates it perfectly by really giving us a really nice chunk of blues language that just puts a period on what he just played. This is a cool part of the song. We're hitting a suspended chord, and I know that younger musicians often have trouble conceptualizing or playing over suspended chords. It has a really certain sound to it. But he lays out one of the classic approaches, which is to think of it as being a minor chord down 1/4. So instead of thinking C7 suspended, think more G minor, which he lays out perfectly in his line. And again, when we get to this C7 sharp 9 flat 13 chord, he is playing more D flat minor concept. It's hitting all those great notes. The third, the sharp 9, the flat 9, and the flat 13. This is the last turnaround to take us back to C minor at the end, and I love how he's playing over this D half diminished, especially this lick. And dig what he's doing on the G7 chord. A flat minor sound. All those great juicy notes, and it's pushing us right into C minor at the end. And what better way to punctuate the whole thing by playing the blues at the end of the solo. I especially love how he comes back to that triplet phrasing and he is nailing it. This is the real deal. Here's what I love about the solo. First, it's linear. It's full of beautiful bebop lines that just bring out the gorgeous harmony of the tune. Flat 9s, sharp 9s, flat 13s, sharp 11s, enclosures, chromatic approach notes. It's all there. Number 2, exceptional phrasing. He's showing us patience when playing, but he's also mixing in double time figures and triplets freely. And he's rhythmically dead on when he wants to be. Number 3, the shape. The shape in the solo is beautiful. We can clearly see how each phrase rises and descends. It builds us towards the end and then comes back down when it's finished. Number 4, the blues. The blues is present, but he never overwhelms us with it. While some musicians might live off of the blues scale or the minor pentatonic scale, Jeff Lorber is using it to punctuate his really great linear phrases and also to mark emotional high points in the solo. So first, I need to thank my mother for feeding me the good stuff when I was growing up. I'm really proud to have carried the music that you fed me into my life today. Thank you. Secondly, give it up for Jeff Lorber, a great pianist, composer, and performer who is still very active, playing, recording, and touring today. Buy his music, and better yet, go see him live. And be sure to tell him my mother sent you.